Hola amigos! Welcome back, episode 2 of the Lean Women Project podcast. I've decided that's the name I'm going to go with and I'm going to stick with that now. Happy 2nd of January. I hope everybody listening was still off work today. I know a couple of folk were actually back in today because I turned on my work email, logged in my work email and had about 7 emails saying, "Hey Andy, hope you enjoyed your time off." I'm like, nope, still off, not back yet. I'll respond to that tomorrow. I'm actually quite excited to get back to work. I enjoy doing all this stuff, hence why I've been doing these podcasts and all that sort of stuff in my actual time off. It was good to have a wee break, get away from things, but I'm looking forward to getting back into it. Exciting year this year. We've got lots of big projects coming on, so you guys will probably see a lot of them very, very soon. I'm excited to share, this being one of them. So, I'm going to talk about procrastination today. We all do it. I've done it on this podcast today, and I did it on the podcast yesterday. Really, if I was wanting to do a daily podcast, I should have started. I should have got them recorded and got a backlog of episodes in December. So I kind of fucked myself now because I'm having to do one every day. I'll probably do 2 or 3 today, and then I can release them. To take the pressure off a little bit this week. But if I'd done them in December, I could have had a month's worth already, so that's my own fault. And then today I've been sitting here for about 2 hours, like, I'll just make a cup of coffee first, I'll go and do this, I'll go down the shops, just putting things off. I'm sure that will sound pretty familiar for some of you with the gym. You put it off, you're like, I'll go tomorrow, or, you'll set yourself a day to go, and then when it comes to the time that you're going to be going, you're like, I'll go in an hour, I'm not quite ready yet, I need to get this, I need to get that, and then next thing you know, the gym's shut, and you're like, I'll go tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, and it's like an endless circle of you sort of just missing workouts, or podcasts, whatever. So yeah, I think we've done quite a lot of talking on procrastination before, and if you know anything, the sort of psychology or whatever behind it, then you'll know that it mostly comes or solely comes from a place of fear. I know I procrastinate on these podcasts because I don't actually I don't really like doing them. I enjoy talking to people, I enjoy sharing my knowledge, but when it comes to talking to a camera, it's sort of that all falls away. I don't really like it. It makes me feel nervous. I've got a webinar at the end of this week, Sunday. Feel free to listen in. I'll stick the link in by this episode. But I would much rather host a seminar in front of 30-40 people than host a webinar, because you can't, when I'm talking to the camera, I can't tell if people are getting what I'm saying, you can't read off people's expressions. Whereas a seminar, you can basically, if people are looking confused, you can say, "Are you confused?" and read off them. Whereas there's no reaction from the camera that I'm talking to just now. Anyway, that's a massive tangent. Procrastination comes from a place of fear. You make sort of excuses, stories to miss your workout, to not go to the gym, and that fear, you sort of need to figure out why that is. For some of you, it'll just be the simple case of you don't really want to go to the gym because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what's happening. It can be intimidating. I know that some people like a lot of chain gyms and stuff like that. To be honest, I would put off going there as well, just because there's lots of, for lack of a better word, I think fuckboys is quite a good descriptive word for them. Like folk just walking around in stringer vests, they're roided up, they're massive, they're throwing the weights about, they look aggressive, they look intimidating. It's not a fun environment for anyone to train in, really. That can be quite scary. And some people are just embarrassed, they don't want people to see, they feel like everyone's going to make fun of them, they're not comfortable with their current fitness levels, where they're at. And again, I think it comes back to just a lack of knowledge as well. I'm not sure. This is why quite a lot of people jump on the treadmills rather than venturing into the free weights area, because they don't know what they're doing and they don't want to get made fun of or laughed at, which to be honest isn't going to happen anyway. But I think we're in the day and age where we've got a lot of gym arseholes now, and a lot of people who would rather video somebody rather than go and help them and say, look, you're doing this wrong, why don't you do it this way, do it that way, which is a pain, because then that doesn't help the problem. We're not going to get people fitter if we're making fun of them. I mean, that's not going to happen, but like, you know, I think people think that's what's going to happen, you know, like I'm going to fuck up, I'm going to embarrass myself. Like, what if this happens, what if that happens, you know, and then they build it up in their head to be something much bigger, whereas if they'd just gone in the first place, it would have been absolutely fine. If I'm honest with you, at some point in your gym career, in your gym time going to the gym, you'll probably make an arse of yourself at some point. That's life, like, that's gonna happen. I'll hit you with a few that I've done as a fitness professional. These have happened to me. Fell off a treadmill once, which wasn't moving. Went to step off the back and completely rolled my ankle and just fell right over on my face. Hit my head off the treadmill next to it. And it was like the treadmills were right at the front, and there was like the whole gym behind, so everybody saw it. And it was the gym that I worked in as well, so I got roasted for that one for about, forever. I think I still get roasted for it, to be honest with you. I don't work there anymore, but you know, that way you get a message to mind that time, you were just talking about that time that you fell off the treadmill. What else have I done? I failed on lifts. I've been using equipment wrong. I once went to re-rack a squat bar, re-racked one side, didn't re-rack the other, and nearly crushed myself. Pretty sure that's on CCTV somewhere. Like, these things happen, like it happens to everybody. It probably will happen at some point. I'm maybe not helping your fear here, but like it's important to remember that these things are going to happen to everybody. It's like walking down the street. Like, how many times have you slipped on ice, or have you fell over in the street? Like, that doesn't stop you from walking down the street, does it? Like, you know, these things are going to happen at some point. As for so if you don't know what you're doing with the equipment, then, you know, it's like, there's plenty, just learn. There's plenty of resources out there. We've got like we've got a decent YouTube channel of like tutorials and stuff like that. If you go on our Instagram, I know we were sticking up tutorials for ages. This is how you squat, this is how you deadlift, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. YouTube, if you want to do something, I want to deadlift, go on YouTube, type in deadlift tutorial, bam, thousands of videos, thousands, some better than others, but there's loads there. And if you're still stuck, you're like, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, then hire yourself a coach. It doesn't, you know, one session, it doesn't need to be a lot. Like, it's going to be based on how much you want to learn and how much you already know. Yeah, if you want to learn, that's going to be your best way to learn. Research your coach and make sure you get a good one. But it's going to be invaluable. Like, what they can teach you is, yeah, it's gonna be great, and that sort of solves the problem if you're not sure what you're doing. Intimidation, like the scary guys walking around the gym. I know they look scary. Some of them are assholes, but you've also got to remember that everybody has walked into the gym for the first time ever in their life. You know, like nobody was born having already been to the gym. Like, nobody was born like in the best shape of their life. Like, everybody you see in the gym has walked into the gym and felt the same way as you the first time they've been there. Like, everybody feels scared the first time they go into the gym. It's a new environment, it's loud, you're not sure what's going on, like, it's people you don't know. It's like, that's everybody has walked in. I've walked into the gym for the first time, I was shite myself. Arnold Schwarzenegger would have walked into the gym for the first time ever. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, would have walked into the gym for the first time ever. Ronda Rousey, like, I can name all of these people, like, all these fitness icons or whatever, and they all will have walked into a gym for the first time ever at some point in their life, and they would have felt the exact same things as you. So it's not, you know, everybody you see in the gym has done that. It's not just you. Everybody has feel scared, and most people that aren't assholes will realise that, and if you ask them for assistance, they're gonna help. Like, if somebody came up to me in the gym and is unsure of what they're doing, I'm not going to laugh at them. I'm going to say, yeah, that's fine. Here, let me help you. Yeah, I think a big part of sort of solving your procrastination, other than the things I've just spoke about, is just taking the leap. Set yourself. So this is what I did with my webinar that is on Sunday. before I'd done any work for it, before I knew what software I was using, before I knew how I was going to market it, before I prepared any slides or even knew the subject that I was going to talk about, I set the date and I put it in the calendar, and then after that, got it marketed, whatever. But I set the date, I was like, this is when it's happening, and then because I have this deadline, then I'm going to make sure everything else is done up to there. Whereas if I do everything else first, and it's so easy to procrastinate on, whereas if that deadline's there, that's happening. So set yourself a gym induction or a workout with your friend or something like that, and say, this is when we're going, this is the time, not going to cancel, and then you've got it, you can prepare yourself for that, rather than just going, oh well, I might go to the gym tonight, because you're probably going to again put that off and procrastinate on it. Yeah, just like I'm trying to give you solutions and you need to sort of realise yourself where your procrastination and where the fear of the gym is coming from. Is it like past experiences? Is it, is it something new? Like where does your fear of getting into the gym come from? And then like reverse engineer it from there and figure out, what can I do to change that, to get over that fear? What's the solution? Because there is a solution to it. If you're really, really stuck and you're like, no, I don't want to hit the gym, I don't want to get there, there's 1,000 other things you can do. Home workouts, you can jog, like take the stairs instead of taking the left, walk more. There's loads of stuff like just because you don't want to go to the gym, or just because you're scared of getting in the gym, isn't an excuse to not get in good shape or get your fitness up, Yeah, so what I would advise you to do is just sort of jump in, take the leap, set yourself the date. It's going to be scary, especially if it's your first time ever in a gym, or if you've had a bad experience before, but just get yourself stuck right into it. I can't believe I've rambled on for 12 minutes about that. Yeah, there we go. That's all I've got to say today. I will speak to you all tomorrow. Enjoy being back at work if you are back tomorrow. Cool. Enjoy your evening, guys. Good night.